Here's a list of the reminders I give my clients throughout the process of doing the healing work. Firstly, it's not healing work we're doing, though there may be things to mend, and that will naturally happen along the way. What we're doing is cultivating self-relationship. Most people have relationships with themselves that are ego-driven or toxic, and we're learning to relate to ourselves with compassion, spaciousness, and honesty. They say, I feel stuck. I'm not progressing in the way I should. Should is a very bad word, and learning happens at its own pace. Built exactly what life required at the time. So if your early years demanded intellect, you became very intellectually strong. If it demanded emotional resilience, you became emotionally intelligent. And now you're just expanding in the areas that life didn't ask you to build before. This isn't fun. When will I feel better? Well, I don't know what contract you got at birth, but it was never promised that it would be fun. And the goal is definitely not to feel better. The work is not a mood, it's a practice. And so they say, what's the point? Well, what's the point is to build capacity and knowledge to be able to arise to life's challenges when life is lifing, because life ain't going to stop lifing just because you don't like it. So would you rather be tied to a race car that just drags you along for the ride, or would you rather have tools and insight to be able to meet the moment? Feel better. This is working. And I say, great, enjoy the happy moment because it won't last. I mean, the greatest teacher is impermanence. And that's why we keep a devotional practice through the ease and the difficulty. We keep showing up. When will I finally arrive? Never! Because there is no final version of you. Everything keeps changing. You keep changing. Life keeps changing. It's the nature of being alive. So, yep, it's a lifelong contract. Why is it so hard? Well, is it so hard, or is it simply asking something of you that you never believed you were worthy of? Like putting yourself first in your life and the willingness to listen to yourself honestly. Your wellness and evolution do take time and effort, and most people take that time and effort and put it into everything else but themselves. But you know what? You're not a one-night stand. You deserve a loving and fulfilling and committed relationship with yourself. So congratulations. You're showing up finally. And yourself thanks you for it. And no, it's not selfish. It's necessary. I'm frustrated. And I say, good. Use that frustration, because that frustration is a mild form of anger that's saying to you something in you is trying to move and something in you is trying to block it. So use it to get out of your own way. Can I sign up for just one session? Well, you can. But if you're really going to do this work, you're signing up for a lifelong contract. This is the work of the soul's becoming. The soul doesn't just become in one session or one day. This is the work of building a relationship with yourself that's continual through all the shifts and changes. This is the work of inhabiting your body in your home. If you're going to invest in anything, invest in that. I'm doing the work, so why am I still this way? Some of the work is about changing old habits and patterns that no longer serve you. But then there's something more cosmic, the way that you're built. So it's about not erasing your nature, but embracing your nature, because those gifts, those things that you're like, oh, why, are actually your gifts when you know how to hold them. And I believe you were brought down here to share with all of us. Why am I still failing at life? You fail because that's by design. We fail before we learn to talk, before we learn to walk, before we learn to love with boundaries. Failure is the mechanism of growth, evolution, and becoming. Failure is how we learn everything. If you hadn't failed in life, you would be a little dum-dum. Failures are big wins. The key is to have a healthy, good relationship with failure, because every time I fail, I'm like, okay, extra points. In the end, I will say that all my clients that have stuck it out and done the work, persisted, pushed at the edges of fear and doubt and hesitation, and these failures that I talk about, including myself, I do this work each and every day. We are all the better for it, grateful and enjoying the fruits of our labor. So are you ready to do the work? Let's go.